Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and in this classic review, we're going back in time once again. And we're going to look at my original MMS, the Mobile Missile System. And yes, before anyone in the comments starts blowing it up and getting mad, I did call it the HMS in the Hawk review. Again, I do a lot of classified, and that's what the Cobra version is called here, and I just got them mixed up. I should have looked. I wasn't thinking about it because I was looking at Hawk. So anyway, don't get mad at me. It's a review of a 30-plus-year-old toy. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this guy. He has seen better days. I am missing the stand for the computer system. This piece is broken off. And also, I don't know the proper way that the missiles are supposed to go on. There's no dog bone. You can see how wobbly this thing is. I looked at 3D Joe's. I told you it's wobbly. And they have it the other way. So it didn't break. This thing has seen better days, but hell, that is good plastic. Anyway, I have it going this way. It seems to actually set on better. It seems to make more sense because the danger is back here. But either way, we're going to take a look at this. We're going to go over the design of this, and we're going to try not to drop it anymore because even though the missiles came off, other than that one there, let's be honest, there's only so many falls it can take. And I mean, again, that piece is broken, so it's just hanging on there. So maybe one day I'll replace it, but it's my original. So let's get into this. But before we do, let's take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and I'm gonna go pick up the missiles. All right, here we have our MMS, the Mobile Missile Command, not the HMS, which I said during the Hawk review, which you can see Hawk right there. So this is my original one. It has seen better days, as we've seen that this thing kind of is broken. I'm going to use some sticky tack to tack it down. But let's take a look at this. And this is actually a really nice, I guess we'll call it a vehicle. We know it's not technically a vehicle. I can't believe no one has yelled at me yet about this. So quickly taking a look at it. It looks like he is almost the exact same style of wheel as the Vamp does. We can see the lug nuts that are in there. I know there's a specific name for it. Please feel free to let me know. They did a good job of just kind of making it look like it has some sort of tread right there. All right. Here we have the United States on the back. First aid kit. Again, little things you really wouldn't have noticed where the tools are going to go. And just a little bit of design. You assume there's probably going to be some lights on it. That almost looks like it's a... I'm sorry. It looks like you're supposed to, plug your power into it. Maybe you plug a Tesla in there. I don't know. But anyway, I think that looks pretty neat there. And then I love having all the mechanics right up here. Okay, you can see the hydraulics that are actually going to run it. We just did the transmission that's going to run everything over there. You got your little star and everything here. They just put so much design into this. And again, is it real? I don't know. They clearly looked at designs, some things, so you can see. Because this is conduit, all right? And if you don't know what conduit is, it is what wire runs through. They don't want exposed wire. So you have conduit just running into here. Whatever system is in there that's going to run it, probably some sort of transmission, hydraulics, all right? And then it's running through here. All right, on the back, we get a nice giant fan, all right? And yes, that is exactly what that is supposed to be. That is a fan, right? So you have to keep this cool and to take into detail on the bottom of something like this to say, hey, you know what? We're going to put a cooling fan on the back that's going to keep this system cooled off so it can be used. What this is, I don't know. It looks like it's some sort of exhaust, but I don't know why there would be any type of exhaust. I guess it could be hydraulics to move this, but it's not on this side, so maybe if it's sitting in a shaft. I'm really trying to break down a 1980 toy here. So anyway, it's going to sit like this, all right? And so you're going to have these two legs, and they did a great job of making it pop up there and be hidden when it needs to be towed, all right? And even looking at this, you can see the hydraulics on it. So this is actually meant probably to stabilize it if you're not on stable ground. So just looking at like the little hydraulics here is, I think, what really gives this type of stuff, you know, you see the love that these designers put into that. All right. Same with over here. These are going to flip up and they stay in place. So there is like a notch here. You can see it pops into place. Then that is going to flip right up like that. Has a little bit of traction there, so when you're putting it in the dirt or maybe even on the cement. But those are meant to stay up there and they don't come down. And there's not too much to it. It doesn't look like there's any hydraulics on it or anything you need to worry there. And then you have your tow hitch. And even from the tow hitch, I always like the fact that it was meant to slide in here, that if they made it a little bit bigger there, there would be a little hook and then it would stay in there. This way you didn't have to line it up absolutely perfect. So I'm going to pop that back down because that is where it needs to be. Oh, and then we have the computer system. Now I no longer have the stand. That is the one thing that I'm missing. But it always had the handle. Now I was able to not lose it because it is connected to this. I always thought it funny that it has this handle, but it's connected to this so kids wouldn't lose it. But all they did was they put a couple little, not a couple, 4 little buttons. Maybe they're lights. Maybe that's supposed to run it. It's hard to say. It seems like they should have had 3 in a triangle so you know which one you were firing off. But looking at everything again, they just give you the idea of, hey, you know what? Here's the computer system. This is where Colonel Hawk is going to be sitting. He was just Hawk at the time. This is where he's going to be sitting when he's firing off these rockets. As for the rockets, all right, so here's the system. These are some nice rockets. We'll pop them off. Now they were not using dog bones. They just had a straight slot there. And then you had a straight slot right there. Now I believe these are backwards. I could be wrong. And if you know, please in the comments, let me know. 3D Joe's has it the opposite way. When I put it the opposite way, I feel like it loses balance. It seemed like this is centered more. Not to mention, I had put the danger on the back, or my dad did. So if that is correct, this would make more sense having danger here. Although you wouldn't want to be standing in front of these either. All right, so, oh, it looks like one of my rockets is broken. It'll survive. So, looking at it, 4 wingtips on it, a nice long rocket. Oh, I melted it. I didn't realize that. I don't even know how I melted that. Anyway. Where is it supposed to go here? Okay, XRU 8003. Got their symbol there. Just a little bit of design. And again, this is more like a... it's a hell of a thing you don't want to get hit with, alright? Let's just say that. And these are all the same. Oh, actually I got a broken one. Man, toys got played with. As for the design of how this sits, it's supposed to sit on 3 pegs. There are 3 little clamps that hold it, and actually one just broke off. Again, didn't matter. This thing's not staying on. Alright, so I have the danger here. On the back, it's telling beware blast. So, okay, you know what? Danger here, beware. So I guess they are supposed to go the opposite way. They are supposed to go the opposite way. It just didn't make any sense because it seems like it goes up higher here than here, and I don't know, it's whatever works for you, right? Whatever works. I don't like moving this too much because eventually it's going to break. But again, you just have your nice little design here. Just to look like, hey, here's some sort of mechanics here. It looks like there's some sort of fluid that might be in this little tube here that's running through it. Got a little bit of conduit. So nice little detail, all this stuff. And it adds up to be a wonderful, wonderful looking accessory, a toy, however you want to call it. So let's try and put it on the proper way. And we'll see if it looks any better. I'm not sure. It might not be... I might have used it the other way because of the balancing issues. Which it definitely has balancing issues. I'm going to have to use some sticky tack to make this work. Because technically this is supposed to be how it goes. But to me, where I always had an issue is it doesn't seem like it's going to shoot up high enough. But for all intents and purposes, we're going to make an adjustment before we take pictures with it. Using some sticky tack, I'm going to hold it down and we'll be good to go from there, at least for the pictures for right now. Anyway, there you go. That is your MMS, the Mobile Missile Command. And there's your Hawk. And again, I will link the Hawk video at the end because you're definitely going to want to watch that if you missed it. I mean, hell, they go together. All right, so there you go. That is the MMS review, the Mobile Missile System review. We're going to use some sticky tack, and we're going to keep this thing on there, because once I decide what angle I want it, that's exactly how I'm just going to leave it. And I'll figure out if I'm going to change the missiles. It really doesn't matter to me. Again, I think it just kind of fits better this way. Everything seems longer going the other way. But anyway, there you go. A cool accessory, vehicle, I guess you could say, back when we were kids. It only had 3 missiles. It shot. It was done. So I don't think it was most popular of them all. And again, it probably wasn't that popular, and people didn't realize that Colonel Hawk was the actual leader of G.I. Joe, because they brought some fool in named Duke, and people thought that some sergeant was supposed to be the leader. He wasn't. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for staying this long. Tell me in the comments, do you have any memories of this other than when I dropped it and it blew up? But you didn't see that. You just heard it, and then you saw it come up with 1 missile. But anyway, please tell me in the comments if you have any memories of this, maybe with your cousin, your mom, your dad, something like that. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop something like this. Now, right now you're saying, I got to hear this idiot screw up calling it the HMS. Well, right up here is going to be the Hawk video, and down here is the playlist of all the classic reviews that I've done. Take care.